I'm gonna take this Lego Black Panther and turn it into the most detailed drawing ever that I could do in a few hours. I was at the toy store the other day and I saw this really cool Lego Black Panther mech. It was pretty cheap, so I picked it up. And then I got my daughter to build it for me. Turned out pretty cool. Look at this. Look at this. That's pretty awesome. So I said, why don't I try to draw this in a most detailed drawing style? But try to limit myself, maybe about 10 hours. So first thing I did was I started to sketch it out. Just using a regular HB pencil and just try to get the proportions right. Looking at this figure here, there's lots of opportunity to add details. And as long as the structure remains the same, it should read like the same Lego figure. I wanted him to have a big upper torso and also these big giant shoulder pads. Also, I wanted the hands to come straight at you. Can you see that? Straight at you! Straight at you! Then I started with the torso itself. I started off with that costume detail that Black Panther has, those spikes that are in his chest, and I want to make sure that was prevalent there. You actually see that in the Lego itself. So all these lines that are here in the front, I wanted to make sure that that was part of the drawing itself. But around it, taking a little bit of liberty and then adding in as many lines as I could, to be honest. But also it has to be functional as well. So you can see it has this part sticking out of over here, and the rest of it kind of recedes, this back part. So I wanted the drawing to have that same sort of feel. So it's kind of like there's two pieces. Also, we have this little glass here that's held up by a couple of points here. So I'm gonna take a little liberty and just alter it very slightly. And I'll probably digitally put in that glass a little bit later on. I dropped the fingers again! I dropped the fingers! He has no fingers, he only has 2 fingers. I dropped 2 fingers! Now it's time for the shoulders. So you can see a couple things with the shoulders here. This joint here, this little ball joint that connects the arm to the torso. There, I wanted to have a version of that. So I was trying to add a very heavy mechanical joint there with some gears. I don't really know how it works, but it looks cool. And then going ahead and drawing the arms. The arms have these little, this little piece that's on the outside of the arm. So I wanted to make sure that was in there. You can also see the difference in color and the lines here. You have that little button there at the top, that little Lego circle there. Also in the front of the shoulder, they have this little round part, or this spike that goes in front of the arm. So I wanted to make sure that all of that was captured in the shoulders. Also, in the arm, we have this little, they have like 3 Lego pieces here and they have a little gray area in there. So I thought that was an opportunity to have the arm inset just a little bit and adding a lot more mechanical features inside. So before I draw anything else, it's time to get to these giant hands. Look how big those hands are. So big. Now these days I've been trying to draw without a ruler. So this whole piece I did without a ruler or a straight edge. So you just got to be confident in your lines here, especially these long swooping lines. And then also adding that gauntlet that he has here for his hand. It's kind of interesting. His thumb is like halfway down his forearm. But again, looking at the Lego pieces and trying to make that make sense in the drawing itself. Then I put the Black Panther fanny pack right in the front there. So again, the Lego piece is actually smooth. There's nothing there, so I just wanted to add a little bit of decal and details in there, just to give it a little bit more interest. Now it's time for the legs. Go ahead and drawing those upper thighs and the legs there, and again, trying to follow what the Lego already established, and hopefully it has that same feeling. But now it's time to draw Black Panther himself, kind of like a pilot inside this mech. And now this mech isn't as big as a like a Pacific Rim Jaeger or anything like that, but you know, he should be able to look like, it should look like he's driving it at the same time. So I drew Black Panther in there, and then I added all this little detail that goes around him. How does he actually sit in there? Does he feel comfortable? How's he holding the controls? So we can't really see the controls, but we assume, because we can't see his arms, that he's controlling it somewhere inside the mech. And there it is, the final line art for the Black Panther piece. Now it's time for some color. I decided to color this digitally because there's some effects that work better on the computer, and to add more dark areas to the piece, which is a lot easier to do on the computer than if I tried to fill that in with a marker. This was a lot of fun. If there's a Lego figure that you know about that you think that I could draw in a very cool style, why don't you go ahead and tweet that to me on Twitter at BoxOfficeArtist. And here it is, the final Lego Black Panther mech coming right at you. Thank you guys for watching, and if you want to see me draw more cool drawings like this, why don't you check out this video right on your screen. God, click that one. That's a good one right there. You won't believe what happens in this video. It's so funny. It's so funny. No, that video sucks. Where did that piece? Oh, I stepped on it. Oh.